killer clowns from outer space. They're just doing their thing, and their thing is killing motherfuckers. Because they're clowns, them to have the kills be more creative. They were like they would be do the pizza guy. They had
Simo.
Welcome to List. This is a show where we're plucking a name out of the Geeks and Joysticks podcast YouTube channel watch list. Watch it and review it for your viewing pleasure. I'm your host, Edward Crowley. With me as sometimes my ghostly friend.
Hi.
Geeks. The movie we're scratching off the list today. 1988 horror comedy, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Aliens who look like clowns come from outer space and terrorize a small town.
I love that that's the premise.
Yeah.
It doesn't explain anything. They just come in. Because I thought in my head, like they showed themselves as clowns because that's like an image we have of something funny, something familiar.
Yeah.
But no.
No, it's just, they're just clowns just because.
They're just doing their thing.
They're just doing their thing, and their thing is killing motherfuckers.
Oh my God.
The movie opens with its own theme song, and that made me think, like, I miss that. Like, we don't get that anymore, you know? Like, original songs that talk about the movie, like Ghostbusters, and I can't really think of anything off the top of my dome except for Howard the Duck, but yeah, I know there's way more out there.
I thought the exact same thing because they just go, I mean, yes, they do commission the scores specifically for the movie we're watching, but like, oh, you're going to watch Killer Clowns? Boom, that's the movie.
And the song starts, and they're singing about killer clowns.
Exactly. Or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You got that song also.
And it tells you it's a teenage... It explains the whole premise with the song. I miss those kind of songs. The band who played the song is actually called Dickie. And they wrote the song without seeing a frame of the movie. So they killed it without knowing anything about it. So shout outs to the Dickie. I'm not going to be bumping it on my Spotify, but it's a good one.
Yeah, that's nothing out of this world. But it is. I didn't even try it. I made it stupid.
No, that's why it's funny, because you don't try it.
But I love the song. I'm not going to bump it also, but yo, it exists and I'm happy for it.
Do you have clownophobia?
No.
But I know a lot of people do, so I understand why the whole killer clown thing is a theme that was explored as a topic. I understand it. These specific killer clowns are very nasty and gross.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure it terrorized a lot of people in the 80s and later on in life.
I would imagine that a person that has clown phobia, whenever they see a clown, they see those.
Yeah, they can't. They simply can't watch it. So the movie was produced, directed, and created by the Kyoto Brothers. It's three brothers. And the movie was originally just called Killer Clowns.
Oh. They
wanted to make it clear, and the outer space tagline adds like a more funny tone, and it kind of sets the mood and makes it easier for you to know what you're getting into. The Kyoto Brothers had their own special effects company. They worked on the movie Critters, and they also did the special effects for Large Marge in Pee-wee's Big Adventure for Tim Burton.
Oh, that's dope.
So they have a lot of experience when it comes to special effects. And I think that is by far, along with the prosthetics and the clowns themselves, the MVP of the whole thing.
I wanted to like really dissect and appreciate every single clown and the nooks and crannies of their horrible faces and all they did.
Because there's no two clowns that are alike.
No, and there's a lot of them.
I think it's 20 total different clowns.
Pito.
Yeah. So they had their work cut out for them. Not only because the whole movie was made on a $2 million budget.
Madres.
Which explains one of my issues with the movie, because there's so many cool weapons in the movie. Mm-hmm. I wanted more of them, but the lack of budget explains that.
Yeah, $2 million even for the time was not that much.
So because of their experience with the prosthetics, everything was super cheap because the brothers themselves made it.
Oh, literally?
Yeah, they literally made it themselves. Actually, the most expensive prop in the movie was the popcorn gun.
My God.
And if you haven't seen the movie, yes, there's a popcorn gun that shoots out, I guess, baby killer clowns.
Oh my God, those. That's, I think, the only time in the movie I kind of recoiled. But like, eh.
And they're blind, so they can't see because they don't fully get their eyeballs till they're later in their lives. It's really, really creepy.
Yep.
But I enjoyed like the popcorn gun and their cotton candy ray gun, I guess.
The fact that the whole thing with them is if they kill somebody, it's in their theme. They don't just kill them.
No.
It's cotton candy because it's food.
Or they use a giant mallet to bop them in the head, or they put some goofy gloves on to knock their heads off. But I wanted more of those kind of kills because I was expecting, because they're clowns, them to have the kills be more creative than just slit their throats. And they were like, they would be do the pizza guy that had they did a chocolate heart delivery thing, so they did do what I was expecting. I kind of wanted a little bit more though, but that's just me being greedy. Also, the hillbilly guy with Pooh Bear the dog.
I love that guy.
That guy looks like he's straight off ripped off of a cartoon, man. The way he was talking, his whole character is a cartoon. He's great.
Haley's comet, and he's landed in our backyard.
He and Pooh Bear got it, and that was really sad, honestly.
Yeah, but I loved how he spoke. His whole character was beautiful.
He was great. And unlike him, the main guy, I liked the girl, but I didn't like the guy. I called him 80s Chris Pine.
Oh, Simon.
I didn't like him. He was really flat, and he was cartoony. In a movie where there's killer clowns from outer space killing people with cotton candy guns, he was the most cheesiest thing of the movie.
It felt like he wasn't even the main squeeze for the main girl.
I would have got rid of the whole love triangle thing because it just made it more murky and confusing.
Yeah, I think that was one of the negative points of the movie because right at the end, those three were like standing.
Yeah.
And the cop was hugging her and he kisses the back of her forehead. And I was like, what the?
Yeah, it was just really, really weird and out of place.
You're not in the picture, cabron.
No way. I also like the sets very much inside the space when they find the engine thing and the colors are all purple and blue and is really, really cool. And for them to work with that with only $2 million, like, damn, that's a hell of a good job. You can't ask for anything more.
And the sets were not small. There was a couple of them that like hallways and everything and even the hallways had a lot of stuff where you could see, you could just like zero in on something and say, oh, this looks cool. They cared for those.
I like the balloon dog. That was funny. I wasn't expecting that either. That was great.
I never thought that something like that would happen.
When he pulled out the balloon, I thought he was going to pull like a mask and do like a gun or something.
Yeah, I thought it was going to do a gun.
But then it makes it into a dog, and I was like, okay, that's way better than a gun. I wasn't a fan of how the clown sounded.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
That was a little eh.
But how they found out how to destroy them, it was pretty clever.
Right, you just blow their noses off and they explode, which is pretty cool. Like it's obvious. It's something you would do like in a video game, like shoot the clown's nose to give him damage. So I appreciate that. I even like the dickhead cop, Mooney.
Oh, I hated him, but I loved
that. Was the point, though. You will have to hate him. I really loved his voice.
Killer clowns from outer space. Holy shit.
I truly hated him.
Right, because he's ignoring all the calls. You're like, bro, they can't all be messing with you. Who do you think you are? And usually when you do have a dickhead like antagonist, you want him to see him get his. And I feel like he did. He got turned into a puppet, which was really
oh.
There is some stupid things like them listening to the ice cream truck at the end just because the guy was saying like listen to me and stop or whatever. I thought that was stupid as hell. And at the end we have like the boss killer clown shows up. Behind the scenes he was titled Clownzilla because he resembled a lot and he was doing a lot of Godzilla-like things. And it was actually supposed to be in stop motion, but due to the budget they couldn't do it. So actually one of the brothers is actually playing Clownzilla. He's the one inside the suit making a mess.
But the motions and the movement is fluid. Like the suit is not that cumbersome for the person inside to move.
That's the making of like all of the clowns. You know, like I bought them. They were like lifelike enough that I bought it.
Yeah, it did not look that clunky.
Another stupid thing is how the big Clownzilla gets his nose popped with a badge, and that whole thing explodes. I really, really, really did not like how the movie ended. I felt that it cheapened it, because up to that point, the movie was doing a good job of not being real cheap, even though it was only made for $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
But just the way it ended and they did that whole thing, it left me wanting more, you know. And the clown car falls from the sky and the cop is in it and he's fine. And then the other two goobers pop out and then they get pie that was on the air onto them. And it's like, wasn't pie acid? So does that mean that they die?
Yeah, I thought they were going to like melt.
That's the concept of the pie that we've been seeing throughout the movie. Like they melt and they die.
That's the rule they set up.
Yeah. It made $4 million in the box office, so it was actually considered a box office flop. But with the years, it became a cult following, and I understand why. It's really wild and it's super entertaining.
It feels so contained.
Yeah.
That I do believe that this happened, like came and went,
and
nobody knew about it except the people in the town. Y tan tan.
There was actually no sequels, and there's actually the three brothers have been in development hell for over 30 years trying to find somebody to buy the rights or help them launch the second one, and the fans are like, no, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Y'all ain't doing shit. Where's the second one? It's like, we've been trying, nobody wants it, you know.
It sucks, but I get it.
But also I feel like if greedy ass Hollywood gets his hands on it, they're gonna do whatever they want, and they're gonna do what they've been doing. It's just gonna put out a remake that's not gonna translate and not gonna capture what the original did. Like I said, they did such a good job of not making it cheesy, and that procedure is so delicate to not make it cheesy but make it like a fun, crazy thing with alien clowns. Whatever these brothers have that were able to make it that way, Hollywood doesn't have it, whoever that is. You know what I'm saying?
No, the magic of something made with $2 and with care.
Yeah.
It speaks way louder than a huge project with only the money gains in mind.
It definitely became a cult classic. Like you walk into Hot Topic, or you walk into, I don't know why I use Hot Topic as like a frame of reference, but you walk into like a toy store or like a comic book thing, and you'll find a lot of merchandise representing killer clowns from outer space. And I see why. It's super fun, except for the dumb ending. If you haven't, I say watch it. But speaking about cult classics, we've actually done an episode on the list on The Evil Dead that I'm going to leave for you around here somewhere, along with the full catalog of lists. Make sure you're heading over there, like, comment, and subscribe. What other movies should we watch? Other cult classics? Anything at all? Let us know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to always and forever, you do you.
Bye-bye.